Family, what is going on? I'm gonna take my glasses off today because I feel like I'm going to speak right now today, speaking to your lives today. This is Ina Well, Intelligent Notes on Educating Lives here in West Palm Beach, Florida. Right now, I'm at behind the laundromat here. If you can see it behind me, I'm at the coin laundromat right now, getting ready to wash my clothes. Hey, Brandon, what's going on? What's nice for you to join. And so, the topic today here. Let's see if I can type it in here. It's going to be don't criticize, condemn, or complain. And hopefully with this thing I can able to put the chat in. There we go. Alright, here's the topic. Don't complain. And for those who are tuning in, if you guys are catching a replay, be sure to type in hashtag replay. And I'm doing two things at once, and I'm not too much of a fan of doing that, but hey, I'll try. Don't complain. Whoops. Bingo, I'm gonna post it up. There we go. Then see if I can pin this. Bingo, there we go. Yeah. At 33 years old, I'm still getting this. So that's the topic of it today. I read an interesting book that I'm reading while I'm washing my clothes, and the first chapter of that book is really interesting. And at the end of that chapter is point one, first point in developing leadership is don't complain, nor criticize or condemn. And see, the thing about it is, we as humans, we tend to complain about a lot of things that have happened that are not in our course in our life, like finances, like curveballs in your life, where you had a flat tire, you didn't expect it, or your car just shut off, or you broke down on the middle of the road. Those are just things that were out of your control, and it just happened. And we tend to criticize in ourselves and say, shoot, I should have replaced that tire a while back, and now look at the consequences. Or shoot, I should have done this oil change. And like how, sorry about that, a message just came up. But the point being is, when you start to criticize yourself, you start to really put yourself down in the things that are about to take place in your life. You start to put yourself down in the opportunities that are coming to your place. And why is that? Because you start to believe in yourself that you can't do it. You start to have this sense of belief of where, oh my God, I don't know if I can do this, or how I'm going to be able to help others. And speaking of others, criticizing to other people. Now, if you want everybody to hate you, continue to criticize them, and you will have a bunch of enemies. Now, there's a strategic way in criticism, and that's first thing is first, recognizing the problem, talking to them about the problem, and to find a solution to the problem. In the sense of not, oh, well, you're doing this wrong, or, you're supposed to keep this on, it's a safety hazard, and blah, 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 blah. Just chewing down on that person or chewing down on your group or team, versus analyzing the problem and then talking to them about the problem and then having an exit way out, which is the solution. And in that book, there was a certain part, there was actually two parts that hit rock on my heart, deep inside my heart. And one of them was, there was a gentleman, he was a safety coordinator, and that he would come by and go into his construction, into this big building, this construction in this building that they're working on, and he sees all of his employees, they're not wearing hard hats at all. And that's a big concern right there, because anything could come flying out from 15 feet from 50, from the 15th floor, and there you go, you have a cracked skull. And so he criticized all of his team and say everybody's supposed to wear their hard hats, and just chewing down on them. So by the time he left, so let me go back a little bit. So everybody they put their hard hats on, but by the time he left, everybody took their hats off. So there you go. That's what I had to, in terms of what I'm explaining, that's a form of influence that you as a leader have on your team. That's an example of criticism. You're also not only criticizing, you're complaining about the problem, but also condemning something that they did wrong. But however, if you start approaching individually or having a meeting to, hey guys, I did a report on hard hat safety, wearing your hard hat, and it's very important. And the reason why is because this such and such accident, blah, 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 and we don't want to have happen to you guys, and especially to have a reputation for not only you, but for us as a company. So if you do me, the honors, and let's keep safety as number one type priority, then we can, be a happy family. And there you go. I'll just shared an example on how to execute that solution. And then there was another part on that book, and it spoke about a father and a son. And this really hit home because I'm a father too, and I have a little 4-year-old. He's about to be 5 real soon in January 14th. And so I can't wait for that. I think I'm going to take him to the South Florida Fair. It's coming up really soon. But going back to the subject, he spoke on how he reflected himself as, he's just looking back, and how he criticized his son, how he was just so hard and just pulling out the best out of him in his youth. And instead of just reminding himself that he is just a young boy, he's just a little boy, that he's gonna need some time to develop. And there were certain things that I'm trying to pull out of my memory jogger right now, which recall is helping out for that. And one of the things that he was reflecting is how he got so mad, and how he spilled a bowl of cereal on the floor, where he also, as a father, has issues as well. He also has his mistakes. And there was one part where his kid was just standing right in front of his this door, and he's sitting down reading a newspaper, and he noticed that his son was right in front of him. So he pulled the newspaper down a little bit at eye level, and just waiting hesitantly. And he's like, "What do you want now?" Very, very vulgar. And he's like, he reflect that, and remembering his son just only wanted a hug and a kiss. So what his son did is ran up to him and embraced him and gave him a hug and a kiss on his cheek, and then he took off. That's all what his son wanted. And when I read that part, I remembering reflecting on things that I reprimand my children, but at the same token remembering those times of where my child, as I'm driving them to school, saying that, "Daddy," and I say, "Yes, I love you." Those are things that really, really touch a father's heart. And for those who are catching a replay, if you guys can relate, throw some emojis on the comments below, because I'm really proud of you guys, especially fathers and mothers that are doing 2 jobs, that are single parents. I really applaud you, and especially you guys. You guys work hard. You guys work hard for your family. I do too. Having 2 jobs, 3 jobs, having a business on the side so you don't have to work for a boss anymore. I mean, that is like triple thumbs up. I only have 2 thumbs, but you know what I mean. So yeah, that was a couple things that that really touched me with that book. So the book that I'm reading, and I encourage you guys to pick it up. It's called How to Win Friends and Influence People. How to Win Friends and Influence People. So guys, pick up that good book. I really highly encourage you guys to read that book. It's really cheap, $10 at Barnes and Nobles. You can get it online anywhere. So guys, that's the information I wanted to share with you guys. Be sure to catch the replay if you just chiming in into this live. I'm going to go back into washing my clothes, and that's another topic I'm going to talk about. Where are you going to wash the dirt in your life? Have a good night.